Hi, I'm Wayne Allen Root for Personal Liberty. Obama is in deep trouble. Impeachment trouble. This IRS scandal must go far deeper than anyone understands at the moment. It's got to lead directly to the highest echelons of the Obama White House. How do I know? Because the media is no longer defending Obama. Instead, they've switched to smearing his victims. It's called a double attack. First, the IRS tries to destroy you, and then the leftist media tries to destroy the victims. Last week, Obama's loyal defenders, The Daily Show and Mother Jones Magazine, both put out hit pieces on one particular victim on the same day. Me. I'm a Las Vegas small businessman who for 4 years has spoken out loudly about Obama's destruction of capitalism, small business, economic freedom, and the American dream. I started writing about this IRS scandal publicly a year ago, including right here at Personal Liberty. I was the first critic in the country to warn taxpayers, business owners, and conservatives that this was all part of a plan, a purposeful attack on capitalism. In my book, The Ultimate Obama Survival Guide, which was written long before the IRS scandal ever went public, I warned that Obama was using the IRS to purposely target his political opposition, to silence his critics, cripple conservative fundraisers, and bankrupt conservative donors. Then, in the past 3 weeks, while the scandal's been going on, I've written about how deep the scandal goes at places like Personal Liberty right here, Fox News, WorldNet Daily, and The Blaze. It's no coincidence that the two powerful media outlets of Obama's left chose to attack me on the exact same day last week. Someone in the Obama White House is getting very nervous about my charges. This IRS scandal isn't just about targeting faceless Tea Party groups. The IRS wishes that's all you ever hear about this scandal. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. As I've said all along, this scandal is about targeting and trying to intimidate and silence individual Obama critics and GOP donors. And that's a scandal that brings down a presidency. For the past 3 years, the IRS has targeted and tried to intimidate me. I believe it was on direct orders from the Obama White House. Obviously, as one of this country's loudest critics and Obama's college classmate, I've got under his skin. I'm certain he whispered to Valerie Jarrett or Rahm Emanuel or David Axelrod, and a phone call was made to the IRS, and what did they say? Make this guy's life miserable. Oh, and by the way, even if you think you agree with Obama and you think Wayne Root deserves to be punished, that act is criminal. Congress created laws after the Nixon IRS scandal that made it clear if someone is targeted for their political views, people in the White House are going to prison. But I keep pointing out, I'm only the tip of the iceberg. I guarantee you there are thousands of victims just like me across the USA, Obama's critics and GOP donors. I must be hitting too close to home. Now, rather than defending the president, the media has obviously decided to attack, smear, and libel the victim. Why? When the lawyer has no grounds to defend his client out of desperation, he smears the victim. In the case of The Daily Show, I was invited to New York to do an interview. They said it would be fun and friendly. The producer's words. They said Jon Stewart was on my side about the IRS scandal and wanted to hear from a victim like me. First, they insisted on doing the interview directly after a 5-hour cross-country flight at night. Then they ambushed me. They interrogated me in a boiling hot room for 2 hours. Of course, they left the entire first friendly hour of the interview on the cutting room floor. They only used the part where they tried to blame the victim. You had it coming, Wayne Root. They tried to make the case that IRS targeting is the same as asking someone a few extra questions at the airport in order to save lives. They even brought surprise victims on the set to claim they were victims of racial profiling. It was all designed to make a conservative, me, look like a racist and hypocrite, thereby allowing them to rationalize criminal actions by the IRS were just fine. The Daily Show may have desperately tried to smear me and damage my credibility, but ironically in doing so, they proved my case. This is exactly how Obama and his defenders think. They believe it's perfectly fine to use the force of government or the media to destroy the lives of people because of their political beliefs. The Daily Show did the exact same thing to me as Obama and the IRS. They targeted me for destruction. And the real scandal is that my answers didn't fit the pre-written script. In my Daily Show interview, I told them something they probably never imagined. I repeatedly said, I do not support profiling based on race, religion, or gender. I repeatedly said I only support studying and adopting the Israeli method of airport security, which does not profile based on race or religion. It is proven the most effective form of airport security in the world. But I've never supported police race profiling, so they selectively cut and edited 2 hours of filming down to a couple of minutes out of context to make it appear that I did. Some might call that fraud. At best, it's dishonest and purposely misleading. On the exact same day, the liberal magazine Mother Jones chose the same attack the victim approach. They used my tax court victory to claim that I deserved to be targeted by the IRS. That's interesting logic. They condemned me for taking basic business deductions and the same mortgage deduction that millions of taxpayers have always taken. Mother Jones is more interested in a small businessman taking his legal mortgage deduction than they are in questioning why the new Obama Treasury Secretary, Jack Lew, keeps his money in the Cayman Islands. That about says it all. But Mother Jones didn't stop there. In hundreds of interviews where I've been asked about Obama's birth, I've never ever questioned Obama's place of birth. Yet in an attempt to destroy my credibility, they started the article about the IRS scandal by calling me a birther. Now, they could have described me as a former CNBC anchorman or a successful entrepreneur or a best-selling author or a TV producer, but they chose only birther, even though I've never in my life been a birther. Someone's getting very desperate, folks. This Obama IRS scandal is far worse than we understand. It reaches straight to the Obama White House. Why else would the left be trying to destroy the credibility and reputation of a victim of the IRS scandal? If there's no truth to my charges, why bother to respond? Why not just ignore me? Why conduct a major national TV interview under false pretenses, then take the interview out of context to smear me? Why make up names like birther to describe me when I'm not a birther? Something smells rotten in Denmark, folks. The answer is clear. Because the leftist media understands how bad this IRS scandal really is. Because they can't even defend the president's actions anymore, they've decided to conduct a scorched earth campaign and smear the victims. Just like the IRS scandal itself, my story is just the tip of the iceberg. I guarantee you, this smear campaign is happening to victims across the USA, and it will only get worse as the scandal deepens and Obama's desperation to hold on to power and the White House gets more extreme. I'm Wayne Allen Root for Personal Liberty. See you next week, same time, same place. May God bless America as we deal with this out-of-control gangster government assaulting its own citizens, taxpayers, and the patriots of this country. Bye-bye.